It is the star of the show, straight from the silver screen, the cinema sickness, the Hollywood horror, Lexi Gomez. And you're listening to OTS Project.
Need that Arn Palm. Need a little bit of that Arn Palm. You know what I'm saying?
Palmy.
That Arn. Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll just go straight into it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to OTS News, episode 45. Mr. Theo, it's a big week for you, so what is going on, my boy?
I'm older. That's what's going on.
You are
It was
older.
my birthday this week. I've turned 26.
Hey.
Went out to St. Pete for my birthday. We spent the night there, me and my family. Went out to the Dolly Museum. We went out to this little jazz club in the evening.
Nice.
Me and Rachel played some pool. Yeah, just a fun week. We did go to the, I don't know if you know of the Italian market that's out there in St. Pete. That place was packed, but it was super, super cool. They had all sorts of, like, Italian, like, they had some babadoo, they had some gabagool, they had some prosciutto, all that sort of stuff.
Skibidi-boobidi-babidi-babidi?
Yeah, they had some skibidi-boobidi-babidi-babidi. I got myself a cannoli. I got myself some veal ravioli. I'm excited to try that out. I don't know when I'm going to cook that up. That's going to be sometime this week.
You should cook that up and invite me over. 'Cause that sounds incredible. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good week. Had a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Turning older, having a birthday.
Yes,
got
sir.
a lot of good birthday messages, which is always cool. Yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah. Well, happy birthday, Mr. Theo. Another year older, which makes me feel even older because I am 2 years older than you. So
You're welcome.
If my birthday itself wasn't depressing enough, my relative's birthday also makes me just also depressed. Oh man. Yeah, on my end, just chilling. Nothing too crazy. I did make pancakes this morning. That's my big thing. I made some pancakes this morning. Hey, oh! Sorry, headphone users. I've been back into Family Guy. I've been, I'm back in the sense where the Family Guy core TikToks are popping back up.
Yeah.
And so the past 2 or 3 days, I've been like, fuck it, I'll just binge watch Family Guy. So I watched all of the latest season, and then I was like, let me go back to season 10 because that's probably when I started getting into the show. And so I think I'm just gonna, until I fall off, I'm just gonna keep watching. So some of that shit, man, is so funny. I know, a lot of people say Family Guy kind of fell off now, and I can kind of see it a little bit, but it still has some good jokes. But some of these jokes are just the funniest shit, man. It is so good. And I think I technically may exist in the Family Guy universe because I was watching one episode, and I forgot exactly what episode it is, but there's they have this big adventure, crazy adventure, and then they're all sitting on the sidewalk, and they're like, man, that was crazy. And Peter just goes, yeah, well, at least we met Kyle. And it pans over to a guy standing there, and they're like, well, that's not Kyle. But they never show Kyle. So I'm like, maybe I exist in the Family Guy universe. So
Maybe.
So I'm like, there we go.
Other big stuff. The new Muppets just dropped.
Oh,
on
yeah,
my birthday week, which was always incredible. I do that. I have that here in the notes, but I can just go right into that because it's just gonna be a little bit of a me thing. Loved it. Incredible. Oh, yeah. Sabrina Carpenter was a great choice for the episode. I hope they do more of these episodes. I think there are a lot of celebrities that could also have a lot of great chemistry with the Muppets and stuff like that. But I very much so enjoyed it.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't watch it, but I saw it on Disney Plus because obviously that's where Family Guy is. So I saw it on there. I've seen the clip of Sabrina Carpenter singing "Man-Child" with all the chicken Muppets and stuff. I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, I will say I'm not gonna go deep into this because this is a whole thing. But I am this past week, bro. I've been it's been a bit of a dark week because I've fallen down the rabbit hole of the Epstein files and shit like that, and it is just a wormhole of depression and the worst shit that you can have. So I have been a little mentally fucked up the past week. Even I watched the Grammys, and as I'm watching the Grammys, I'm just like, everything here just seems so my psyche has changed. I'm like, everything just seems so fake and everything just seems so dumb and useless. So I think I'm no longer a big celebrity
wake
guy.
up, take the shot.
Yeah. Oh shit! Someone just knocked on my door. Dogs. We got dogs coming in here. All right.
Your dogs are actually sleeper agents.
Yeah. Yeah, so that, again, I'm not really going into that, but that has been a big, sad and dark part of my week was just I normally avoid that stuff, but I'm at the point where I feel like you really can't avoid this stuff, and you
It's
need
hard.
to be
It's very hard.
right, and you need to
front and center.
Right, you need to be educated on stuff too. So yeah, it's been not very fun. But let's not bring it too far down. I will say though, you can't see it, but I am still the OTS Project Predictions champion. I will say
true.
that. I didn't post about it. I forgot to post about it. So I'm saying it here. I did retain this past weekend was the Royal Rumble, and Mr. Theo still did not pull out the win.
Still lost.
Still lost.
It was a very, very good time. We had all the boys on the couch. We had some pizza.
The boys.
The boys.
Yep.
That women's rumble, man, that may have been one of the best women's rumbles yet, man. That was great.
Yeah, the men's rumble was I don't want to necessarily say boring because I feel like no rumble is boring, but definitely wasn't their best. But the women's rumble was definitely one of the better, just overall rumbles between the men or women that we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Congratulations to our winners, Liv Morgan and Roman Reigns.
Of course.
I'm excited to see. We kind of know where everything. Well, we know what's going on with Roman at least, because they've already made that official that him and CM Punk will be the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania. And I don't think it's been confirmed, but I'm pretty sure everyone can see that Liv is probably going after Stephanie Vaquer for the women's world title.
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
That'll be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Drew McIntyre and Jade Cargill and who their challengers are going to be. So yeah, but it was a good time. I retained the title. We got Nova to come out the house. That was cool.
Yeah.
Got him to come through. Wyatt was late as hell. Literally came through halfway through the show.
He missed the women's rumble. He missed what was the one? He missed the AJ match.
AJ match. Yeah. So he opened he rang the door, but he was at the door, and I opened the door, and he showed up right after, literally right after AJ
right after the match ended. Yeah.
Not even just the match ended. He showed up right as AJ walked back through the curtain. Right. So he had no idea. And so I'm obviously very, very sad faced because that's my GOAT, my favorite wrestler. So I open the door and I just look so sad. And he's like, "What's up, bro?" And he's got his hand out and he's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "AJ lost." And I was like, "Yeah."
That's so funny.
So I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Fuck, bro."
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a sad time. Even Mr. Theo there was getting a little choked up.
I was tearing up, man. He's a GOAT, man.
I will say, same with Cena. I kind of held it in, and the moment you guys left, it was not good. I saw one edit, and literally the rest of my day was completely ruined. I felt like my friend died or some shit. I legitimately was just depressed the rest of the day. So yeah. All right, let's dive into our song of the week. Good old song of the week.
Mine's going to be a bit of a throwback that I've kind of been putting a little bit into my rotation here. Mine's going to be Replay by Zendaya.
Ooh.
You know what? It's a banger,
Let me add it to the playlist.
It comes around when you need it most, I'm telling you.
I mean, you put it on repeat everywhere you go.
That's very true, but it's just a good song in general. It's a good song.
Yeah, it is. All right, I think mine is going to... Let me make sure this isn't in here real quick, because it could very well already be in here. Shit, where is it at? I need to find a playlist. Right, where is it? There we go. All right, it's not on here. It may have been my song of the week, but it's not in the playlist. So if it ain't in the playlist, it don't count. So mine is gonna be. Let me pull it up here. Mine is gonna be. It's gonna be, where is it? Tabloid Junkie by Michael Jackson. That's one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs. I think that's a banger. He is just going in on everybody in that song. He's basically telling the whole press to fuck off, and I love it so much. In honor, obviously, we have the Michael trailer, the second trailer that dropped that we're going to talk about a little bit later on. So that's kind of in honor of it. I've been more so, in the Michael Jackson sphere than, I mean, I guess every day I'm in the Michael Jackson sphere, but
you've never really left the Michael Jackson sphere.
This is true, but you know what I'm saying. The trailer just got me way more hyped up and shit. So, Tabloid Junkie by Michael Jackson.
You're further into the sphere.
Right. So yeah, Tabloid Junkie by Michael Jackson will be my song of the week. So let's dive into our favorite time of the week, our blind rank. Bum, 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 bum. All right, you want to go first? I feel like you went first last week, I think. So maybe let me go first.
I think. No, I went last.
Oh, because
last week.
Yeah, right.
The alphabet thing. Yeah.
Right.
I can go first.
That's fine.
So this weekend is going to be the Super Bowl, one of the biggest sporting events of the year.
Right.
And of course, one of the biggest parts of the Super Bowl is the halftime show. So I'm going to have you blind rank halftime performances.
Ooh. Well, I already know what my number one's going to be, and I'm going to assume that's on this list. So let's dive into it.
All right. The first one is going to be The Weeknd.
Ooh, The Weeknd. That was a good one. But that was like 2020, so I feel like they were a bit... It was 2020. It was like peak COVID, so I feel like they were very limited on like what they could do. So I would put that in the 2 spot, but I think I'll put it in the 3 spot just because it was very good, very entertaining, but it definitely could have been better. But again, I don't blame them. It's just like it was circumstantial. They couldn't really do too much. So I'll put it at the 3 spot.
Next one up, we've got Prince.
Ooh, Prince was a good one. Literally, Purple Rain, and it has never rained during a halftime show, but it rained during Purple Rain.
It doesn't
but you
get
know
more
what?
iconic than that.
That is very true. It's very good. But do I want to put it in the 2 spot? I think I will just because I don't know what's to come, but I think I'll put it in the 2 spot just for that. That moment alone is just way too iconic. But I'm saving the 1 spot for something else.
All right, next one up, we have, I believe this was last year's, Usher.
Usher. It was last year. I watched it. Couldn't tell you a fucking thing that happened. So that's going to go in my 5 spot. Yeah, it exists, I guess. I don't know.
All right, next one up, we've got Dr. Dre and just all the West Coast hip hop.
That was that was good one. You came over for that one. We were getting jiggy with it. But again, I am just hoping for something in that 1 spot, so I will put it in the the 4 spot?
Yeah.
I'll put it in the 4 spot, but that was very good.
Last one up is going to be, you probably lucked out here, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's the number one. That's the best one. And I honestly, I think I say that. Obviously, I say that's my favorite musician, but I think like even taking that away, I still think that's the best one. He had just such good show. It wasn't just him singing. Like the fact that he was popping up on like top of the scoreboard on one side of the stadium and the next side of the stadium, and then he finally pops up in the middle, and then he stands there for like 5 minutes without moving. And then I literally just saw a clip of it before we started recording. The like "Heal the World" song, and they have like the paper in the crowd of all the children. Just to me, there's literally nothing that could top that. It is so good. He did a great job. His team did a great job. So yeah, definite number one.
Yeah.
Very good.
Let's see. If I'm gonna rank this, I'm putting Prince at the 1. I love Prince. He's one of my favorite rock artists of all time. He's got to be up there for sure. Honestly, that Dr. Dre might go into number 2, man. That shit was live as hell. I love that shit. Michael Jackson, easy solid 3. I mean, he's definitely still one of the best performances for sure. I'm gonna say Usher at the 4, Weeknd at the 5.
Okay. All right. Well, mine is still hinging on Michael Jackson. So, again, in honor of the second trailer that we got there, I'm gonna have you blank. As you can say that, I'm gonna have you blind rank. I'm gonna have you blind rank Michael Jackson songs. So this is a little hard because you do like Michael Jackson. You're a fan of Michael Jackson. This is true, but I also didn't know like how deep your fandom goes and how many almost obscure ones. So these are definitely going to be like his bigger songs, just to play it safe.
Yeah, of course.
So we're gonna start off with "You Rock My World." That's the first one.
Ooh,
that's one of my favorite ones. The beat of that is just so good. The music video is also great, especially the part because he has Chris Tucker in the music video.
I want to play this. I got to get into the vibe of it, you know.
All right. The music video is great because him and Chris Tucker are like fighting in this bar, and Michael Jackson is like fighting for his life, like fending off multiple guards, and it cuts to Chris Tucker just breaking it down on the dance floor, and you hear Michael in the background being like, "Chris, get the car, Chris!" So good.
Yeah, this is a banger.
Yeah.
Shoot. It's a banger, but I don't know if I could put it that high. I might put it at the 4 spot.
Whoa, all right. That's
I don't
that
know.
might
I don't know what's coming next. That's all.
might be a hot
that's
take
why.
there.
But honestly, because all of these could be number ones right here.
Right,
You know?
right. This is true. That's what happens when you're the greatest.
Right.
It's hard to rank any of them. So
everything's just a hit. You know.
all right, your next one is gonna be maybe his biggest song. It's gonna be Thriller.
Ooh. Shit. Thriller's interesting because it's obviously like one of his, if not just his most popular song of all time.
It's also a Halloween song.
I might be crazy. I think I might put it at the 5 spot. I'm gonna be honest.
At the 5 spot. Whoa. All right.
At the 5 spot.
All right.
Because honestly, like, as much as I love that song, it's not better than "You Rock My World." I'm sorry.
It's true. It's true. That's true. Although I will say, the music video, it's not even a music video. It's like a short film. That was iconic. That was like the first time
that was iconic. For
that
sure. Yeah.
a short film was a music video. I think my mom, on a quick story time, my mom told me when she was younger, when this came out, because again, like nowadays, a music video comes out, we pull up YouTube real quick on our phones or whatever, and we just watch it instantly. Back in the day, you couldn't do that. You had to watch MTV to see the premiere of these trailers or these music videos. My mom said when she was in school, this is how big Michael Jackson was, for anyone that's doubting how big he was. When she was in school, they actually took her class and other classes and put them in the auditorium and put on the projector MTV so that they could watch the world premiere of the Thriller short film.
That's dope.
So
that's dope.
Yeah. So that goes to show you how big this guy was.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Your next one is going to be Billie Jean. Shit.
Ooh, Billie Jean. That's, I don't know. I'm just gonna say that's another banger for every single one of them because it just is another banger for every single one.
Right.
You know what? I'm kind of holding out for some other ones here. I'm gonna be honest. I think
right.
I'll just put that one at the 3 spot.
All right. Your next one is going to be Beat It.
Beat It.
Just Beat It.
I might gamble here. I think I'm gonna put it at the 2 and just leave the last one for whatever number 1 is.
All right. I think you may have lucked out because this one. I mean, again, I guess they're all great. So your last one here is gonna be Dirty Diana.
Swish. That's an easy one.
Yeah. So
That's
good.
So good. I'm so happy. I was patient with that one, man. I love that song.
It's so good, bro. So good.
So good.
He told this story in this interview too, because like everybody suspected this was about Princess Diana, but apparently it actually isn't. It's about Diana Ross, who was like a very close friend of him when he was very young, and there was always rumors that they had some sort of relationship or something like that. So apparently it's actually about her. When he went to England, they were like, you cannot play this song. Like the British government was like, you cannot play this song because obviously Princess Diana's still alive at the time, right? So like, you cannot play this song. And he said that he went and it was like a public meeting of him meeting like all the royals and shit, and he shook her hand, and she leaned in and said to him, "I hope you play Dirty Diana," because she was such a fan of the song. And then he was like, "Oh." So good, he was like, "Well, I have to fucking play it now. How can I not play it?" She literally asked me to play it, so I think he did end up singing it. But I just love how the government was like, "Do not do that," and then she was like, "I really hope you play that song. I love that song." Dude,
that's what she was all about, man. That's what she was all about.
The rebellion, dog.
the rebel of the royal family.
Hell yeah, dog. All right. If I had to rank this, I'm putting "You Rock My World" at number 1. That's one of my easy favorites.
I wish I could have put that one higher. Honestly, it's so good.
Yeah. Then I'll probably put "Dirty Diana." "Dirty Diana" again, such a damn good song. Then "Thriller." "Thriller" is iconic, probably his biggest song. I think it also helps that it's his biggest song because it is like a Halloween song, so it's like no matter what, that song is being blasted. Song, right, like, and that song is being blasted on everybody's radio for like a month straight. So yeah, "You Rock My World," then "Dirty Diana," then "Thriller," then probably Billie Jean, and then probably Beat It in the 5 spot.
Yeah.
So that would be my ranking. All right, that was a good rank, fun rank. It's time for our OTS showcase. All right, our OTS showcase this week is going to be another person here in Florida, another professional wrestler. For those that are watching that are not educated, majority of these are probably going to be Florida pro wrestlers because that's where I am and that's what I'm versed in. But there will obviously be like Dustin Wynn was one that is not in Florida that I just found. So this one not only is a wrestler in Florida, but is one of my favorite people, one of my best friends. It is going to be the sexual icon themselves, Noah Vale. I mean, what can I say about Noah Vale? They are literally incredible. Like that. That's all I can.
They are. They literally are.
I've been watching this person for years. I met Noah, I believe, in 2021. So I was kind of on my way out of the business a little bit, and Noah was still, I guess, kind of a young, spry whippersnapper. And they were booked on like some random ACW show or something like that, and I just like randomly I watched their match. I forgot who. I think they wrestled like Sophia Castillo and Sean O'Reilly, very random triple threat match, and I was like, wow, that person's got it. So I just kind of started talking to him. I put them over, and since then, yeah, we've just been always very close. Even when I'm not in the business, this is somebody that I still talk to. I talk to Noah Vale literally on a daily basis within 2 different group chats and sending reels to each other, all this different shit. So we have a very good basis on each other within the group chat and shit. On like we know where each other are within like our opinions on wrestling, and we're both very in the same kind of opinion on pro wrestling and stuff. So again, on like a personal level, this is somebody I obviously want to showcase because it's one of my favorite people, one of my best friends. But as a pro wrestler, this motherfucker got that shit, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you,
dude. I don't think there's anything they really can do in the ring.
Right.
I was watching matches. I was watching highlight reels, man. They got it. They just like I was like they were doing something. I was like, that kind of looked like Shawn Michaels. That kind of looked like AJ Styles. That kind of looked like Daniel Bryan. I was like,
yes.
I'm just naming off all the goats over here, and they just doing all of that stuff.
That's like something we've me and Noah have talked about before, where it's like I'm a fan of professional wrestling, but as a kid, my favorite thing was like the early 2000s X Division, and so like that's where me and Noah have bonded a little bit because I'm just like, yo, motherfucker, what's up with the eye thing? Because I know I did that, and when I did that, that was an ode to Alex Shelley, and Noah was like, yeah, it's an ode to Alex Shelley and Tony Storm, obviously as well. But like, so we kind of bonded over like, yeah, bro, we both just love like Ultimate X matches and shit, like just this crazy shit back in the day. So yeah, they're very influenced like by stuff like that. The AJ Styles, Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, Kazarian kind of shit like that.
I see it. I see it in how they wrestle and shit. Like,
yeah,
they got it.
Yeah, promos unmatched. This motherfucker just uploaded a whole like 5-minute seminar about how to cut promos. Yes, unmatched. Styles great. This is somebody that legit could like. Obviously, when we go back to like X Division wrestling and stuff, right? It's like AJ Styles, Motor City Machine Guns. Those are the two I think of off rip that have influenced so much of the current generation of pro wrestling and how they look and how they wrestle and their moves and stuff like that. I feel like Noah Vale has a great possibility to do the same thing for like the next generation, especially being like in that community of like the LGBTQ community and stuff like that. Being able to like help people be comfortable and like, fuck it, dog, you want to wear some earrings and a sports bra? Go for it, dude. Who gives a fuck? Like, be you. If that's you, then be you. Go out there and do that shit. So I think that, yeah, very much so has that possibility of like really helping the next generation like find themselves and influence like their moves and their style and stuff like that for sure.
Yeah, they're absolutely iconic. Wrestling IQ is almost unmatched.
Crazy,
and
crazy
even just
work.
like innovative stuff, like the stuff that they were doing. I was just like, I didn't even know you could do that with a human body, but they're doing it.
Wild shit, bro. I've obviously again been fortunate enough to work on shows with this person, so I've gotten to see Noah Vale wrestle live multiple times. Sometimes it doesn't go so well, and Noah comes to the back and will be like, I don't know what the fuck just happened out there. But Noah, the thing is, like, we'll always talk about too, it's like we always persevere, right? It's like you go out there and have a bad match, but it's like, fuck it. All right, now on to the next. It is what it is. You can't dwell on that shit. It happened. Shit happens. On to the next. What's the next thing? Like we persevere. We move forward. So I love Noah's mindset. Right. I love Noah's mindset where it's just like, dog, I'm just here. Like Noah legit would just be like, dog, I'm just here, bro. I just work here. Like I'm here to do my job. Hopefully it goes well. If it don't, fuck it. It happens. It is what it is. So yeah, we'll stop glazing. We'll stop glazing because we're glazing a little bit. But yeah, Noah Vale. For anyone that doesn't know Noah Vale, please go check them out. They're doing incredible stuff. This person needs to be signed.
Yes. Sign
like,
them somewhere, please.
Somewhere, because it's if not, honestly, because again, like, getting signed, that's, you know, that's something everybody should want, but like, it ain't, at this point, it ain't the end of the world. So it's like, I foresee, if at least they don't get signed within the next year, this person's going to be booked on every major indie that there could be, because it's like
100%.
That should already be happening, and it's not, which kind of pisses me off. So, yeah, that's our OTS showcase. Go check out Noah Vale on Instagram, YouTube. I think it's kind of, well, any social media, but definitely check out like Instagram and YouTube to find matches and clips and highlights and stuff like that for sure. So. All right, it's time for our news of the week here.
News.
So I want to start off because we got a little bit of sad news. I want to say Catherine O'Hara unfortunately passed away this past like week, I believe. Very, very sad. We obviously know her as we know her as like Kevin's mom. That's what really the world knows her as. But also we know her as I'm forgetting the character's name, but
Lydia's
she's
mom.
Lydia's mom in the two Beetlejuice movies. So it kind of hits us because I know Beetlejuice is one of your favorite movies.
I'm also a huge Schitt's Creek fan, so she was also Moira in that show.
Right.
So that's an even heavier hit. She was just one of my favorite actresses in general, bro. She was so talented in everything she did.
She played not in the game, but in the show in season 2 of The Last of Us, she played Joel's therapist, and that was a nice surprise because I think originally I saw that she had been casted, but I kind of forgot about it. So when she shows up and she's like giving Joel therapy and stuff, I'm like, oh shit, she's playing the therapist. And like, you know, in the game and stuff, you know, like Joel had to like kill her husband or whatever. So like she's his therapist, but at the same time she harbors like some hate towards him for having to like kill the husband. So it's very good dynamic, and she did a great job in that show. So yeah, overall, very, very sad to see that she has passed away because she was, for literal generations, she's been such a huge character. You know what I'm saying? So. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add, but
rest in peace, legend.
Yeah, literally. And some other sad news: we witnessed the retirement of AJ Styles, which also was very sad. I don't know. You were here, we were here. We talked about it a little bit earlier. That it was not a fun time. It was not a fun time. Anyone that knows me knows that AJ Styles is my favorite wrestler. You can literally see a action figure sitting right there. So yeah, it was not very happy. There is some thoughts though, because he went to put the gloves in the ring, and then decided not to leave the gloves in the ring. So some people immediately took that as like he's going to AEW and stuff. But he was just recently, I think it dropped yesterday, on Stephanie McMahon's podcast, and he kind of explained the reasoning behind that was like kind of a never say never, but. It didn't mean like he's immediately going to AEW or something like that.
Right, of course.
It was more of he's retired, but he was saying like, what if my sons become wrestlers? I'm not gonna not have like tag matches with my sons sometimes. And you just never know what happens in wrestling. So yeah, him leaving the gloves wasn't an immediate sign of him showing up somewhere else, but it does kind of show like, hey, there's still a chance that he could come back. But I think it's kind of like a Bryan Danielson thing too, because Bryan Danielson kind of does a similar thing where it's like, he retires, but he'll still show up sometimes to do run-ins and stuff like that. I think it'll be similar with AJ, where it's like he's retired, but depending on the situation, he may have a match or may show up to do something. So I just want to clarify that and talk about that because, yeah, people were immediately like, see, he's going to AEW. That doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like he just kind of still wanted to leave it a little open-ended for a sequel, I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying? Right. But overall, still very sad. It is sad to see my favorite wrestler go. See two of my favorite wrestlers go in like a month's span of time, basically. Very sad. But I'm hoping. So he used to, during like the pandemic stuff, he used to do Twitch streams. I'm hoping he does that again because those are very entertaining, especially because
that would be funny.
He's like not super technology savvy, so that was kind of fun. But also like he would be streaming and like his kids would just come in and just fuck with him, and it was like the funniest. There was one time his son came in. Like, I was watching this stream, his son came in and was, like, fucking with him and just kept, like, trolling him. And AJ was like, you better knock it off. I'm telling you right now. You better stop it. And the kid does, like, something else. and you just see AJ just dart out of his chair and just like run out of the room, and you hear the kid be like, "Ah!" in the background. Like it was hilarious when he was streaming. So I hope he streams again, bro, because that was a good time. But in general, I don't think it's the last we'll ever see of AJ Styles. I think we'll see him show up in certain aspects on podcasts and things like that. So yeah, GTA. It seems like, GTA 6 has been delayed multiple times. Everybody's going, I'm not counting on anything until the game is downloaded on my PlayStation. Which, hey, I'm with you. I agree.
Yeah, I need it in my hands.
But they did just do a like an investor call or something like that, and so people were lining this up too with Red Dead, because Red Dead got delayed like 3 times. People were lining this up, and the CEO, I'm forgetting his name, but he basically confirmed like November 2026. It's a lock. Like there is no more postponing this game. It's ready. It's good to go. November's happening, and he said like summer is when they're gonna start kicking it into gear with promotional stuff. So that's gonna be fun. It seems like we are really officially on the straight road. There are no more detours. It seems like we're on the straight road to GTA 6.
See.
I can't wait.
We'll see.
I can't wait to see the promotional stuff. Obviously, I'd imagine we're gonna, when they kick it off, it'll drop a third trailer. We'll probably get, for GTA 5, we got like a whole character trailer that broke down all the main 3 characters. So I'm sure we'll get something like that really dives into Jason and Lucia's background. We'll get like a gameplay trailer, even though I think the second trailer had actual gameplay in it, but we'll get like a gameplay focused kind of deal. So yeah, that's gonna be fun to see this summer. Seems like we're gonna get a lot of trailers, a lot of promotional stuff. Obviously, I'm sure we'll get pre-order details and deluxe edition details and cartel edition super $200 details and all that shit. I think they also did confirm a physical release too, at least for the standard edition, because I know a lot of people were concerned about that.
Yeah.
That it would be digital only. I think he said in that investor call that they are aiming to put it on. Again, at least we know the standard edition is going to be in stores on discs. So that's cool for people that are very big physical media people. Which honestly, I didn't necessarily doubt it, because it's going to be such a big game that why would they not want to have every avenue to be able to purchase this game in? So if that means having it on every console, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, as well as having digital and physical, again, it's going to be so big. Why would they not have every aspect of that game to be purchasable and usable? So yeah, I think that's kind of it. I don't think there's anything else, but seems like we're on the road, officially on the straight road. So can't wait for that. I didn't put it in here, but I do want to talk about WB 2K a little bit, because they've been showing some stuff off that's been piquing my interest. They dropped a gameplay trailer, so that revealed some other stuff and some other superstars and stuff, which I think is cool. They're gonna have like now when there's title matches on Raw and SmackDown and shit, they have the podium with the belts. That's gonna be in the game, which I think is a cool thing, as well as people were speculating like. I mean, listen, I'm kind of with it, but I'm kind of not. The 2K community is just always very negative. So they announced that, and somebody immediately was like, I bet with the tag titles, it's just going to be one title. And 2K immediately threw a screenshot in of both tag titles on the podium. So I'm like, damn, all right. So they're not half-assing that. I do know some of the character models have been a little wonky, but I'm waiting for the actual game, because you never know. With for Raquel, she got updated with the Judgment Day look, but she still has like her colorful nail polish from this year's game.
Right.
So people were freaking out about that, but again, I'm like, yeah, but they could have just been using an older version of the game, and that may be fixed. So I'm leaving any criticism for that. I'm leaving that until I'm actually playing the game, and then I go, okay, why the fuck does she still have pink and blue nail polish and shit? But yeah, the I Quit stuff looks fascinating. The dumpster match is just a reskinned casket match. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't really expect anything else. But I will say, I hope they made them a little easier, because those matches are kind of a pain in the ass. I don't know if you remember, but those matches, the ambulance match and the casket match, when you're trying to throw somebody in that shit, it takes like 15 to 20 minutes to really finally get through that match. So I'm hoping they fixed that, because that was very annoying. It steered me away from wanting to do those matches, because they're just too long. Especially in a sense where I'm a universe mode guy. So if I book that on a pay-per-view, I don't want to have to sit there for 20 minutes and go through that. Um, yeah, it seems like they confirmed like past gen is no longer a thing, which is good because now they can finally do other stuff that they were kind of held back on. So like there's gonna be 200 call slots, which is great. I know there's like 2,000 logo limit instead of 1,000. So like they're definitely adding some features. Oh, there's good, dude. How am I blanking on this? They're low key bringing create a move back, which is crazy.
Ooh, okay.
It's not fully create a move. It's more like create a sequence. So it's like you just like go in and you put like 3 moves into one sequence. So when you hit it, you don't have to hit all that shit separately. You just hit whatever button or whatever your signature, and it'll do all 3 moves or whatever. Which I'm like, okay, that's pretty sick because that'll make it a very fluid and very satisfying kind of thing. So I'm excited to dabble in that and see what we can come up with, and hopefully that's also signs of them maybe bringing back create a move, and Theo will have a fun time with that, doing up, over, down, roll through, up, over, down, roll through, jump on the ropes, jump off the ropes, slide through, backslide, like, I know that was something that you would fuck with all the time, and just like, how could I make the most ridiculously stupid move that takes like 5 minutes to finally like hit? So that'll be fun if they can kind of, that I feel like that's the steps towards getting that back, so that'll be fun. And I'm sure if you dabble in the game, I'm sure you'll find a way to do that with the sequences too, where it's just a ridiculously long sequence that just makes no sense. Sling blade, schoolboy into small package, like just the stupidest shit. So yeah, that I'm trying to think if there's any other stuff, because I mean they're at the point now where every day they're pretty much going through, or every week they're going through and showing off new stuff. Universe mode obviously has the draft feature, which is coming, which is going to be really cool. But they also have this, it's called like a creation wizard or something like that. That's supposed to be more helpful in the sense of like being able to do like cutscenes and stuff like that. I know they're adding a watch show mode. So it's supposed to be like, because you could do that anyways technically, but it's just you going through each match and just not playing it, just watching it. But it's going to be a set to where in the story editor, they had the same thing where like you just watch the full show. So like you put in whatever you're putting in, matches and maybe segments and shit like that. And you hit watch show, and that way it'll just go straight through, and you can just seamlessly watch the whole show without having to stop and all that stuff. So that's definitely a plus. I'm excited to be able to dabble in. What else was it? There's a lot of shit I'm trying to remember. I will say the DLC is not. I ain't fucking with that. I was open to it with the battle pass idea or whatever, but we're at the point now where they announced that each season is gonna have the premium tier and the free tier, which is, I mean, every battle pass does this shit. But the first season, I don't know if you saw this, but this made me almost want to rage. The first season, the free tier, everything in the free tier is just the normal legends that you would have unlocked throughout the game with the VC. But so if you look at it that way, it's not the end of the world, right? You would unlock it with VC. In this case, you unlock it with XP. However, the issue with that is, for years, we have had an accelerator that you purchase for like $2, and you can unlock everything instantly. That's no longer a thing, so you have to grind the game to be able to play as Eddie Guerrero, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, Undertaker, like all these big name legends that you're going to want, that you've had access to. If you have the accelerator off rip, you no longer can do that. You have to grind to be able to get these people. So that's annoying. Plus, that means for community creations, you're going to have all these people unlocked for certain. Oh, you wanted to unlock this Kenny Omega. Well, he has knee pad from Ultimate Warrior 92 that you don't have unlocked. So, and he's, again, it'd be one thing. Oh, I don't have that unlocked. All right, let me go get some VC and I can go directly and purchase that. Yeah, you can't do that. It's going to be in the tier. He could be tier 40 and you're on tier 10. And so now you're like, well, I don't know when that's happening. So, that's the one thing that's not making me very happy.
Right.
So, but yeah, other than that, I'm trying to think of anything else. Again, they're just kind of info dumping every week with different stuff. So, I'm intrigued. I think, again, like I said, I'm gonna get the game because I'm intrigued, and the gameplay stuff seems pretty satisfactory to me with the additions that they're adding and stuff like that. But I guess I got to save my full reservations for when I actually do get the game. But yeah, other than that, AEW. We'll switch to AEW real quick. I saw this, which I thought was really cool. They there was like some leak or something like that, or somebody posted on an Instagram story or something like that that confirmed that AEW and Adult Swim are working on an animated cartoon, which I think is very fun. We've seen like WWE dabble in that when they did like Camp WWE, which was a fun little show that they did on the network. That was kind of like an adult comedy, kind of like a Family Guy style something.
Like a Big Mouth sort of thing.
Right. So I'd imagine this, if it's with Adult Swim, I'd imagine this is going to be same Rick and Morty, Family Guy-esque realm. So I'm very intrigued. I think that'll be funny, especially with some of the characters they have, like Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm. I think they could have a really, really fun time with them in a adult comedy, uncensored, animated
For sure.
sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited. There's no info on it. I think somebody just posted like some script for it or something like that. So for all we know, it could just be one little, hour-long special or something. But I hope it's like an actual show that we can get seasons out of, because I think that would be very entertaining. Like I said, with Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin and Tony Storm and Hook and Kenny Omega, like all the different cast and characters of AEW would be very fun in an adult comedy sense. So we'll have to stay more updated on that if we get more news.
Yeah, for sure.
But our last piece of news here, we got a second trailer for the Michael Jackson movie. We don't have to dive too much into it because there's a lot that we can talk about, but it's looking good, bro. It's looking like they're cooking.
It looks really good.
They had to postpone the movie a few times, so I would imagine if that's the case, that the movie does end up being very, very good. You know what I'm saying? I know they had to reshoot some stuff because I think there was some legal issue with one of the people that accused him of being like a pedo or something like that. It's gonna be like covered in this movie, and that's the whole thing. But then it was supposed to be covered, but then in like some contract, it was stated in some legal contract that he, that they can't mention that in any media or something. So they had to like reshoot a bunch of stuff. The rumor is that it's going to be a 2-part movie. There's only one part that's been announced. But the rumor for a while is that it's going to be a 2-part movie, which makes sense because this guy's life has been there's way too much to fit into like a 3-hour movie. So I think this is going to go from like, Jackson 5 and stuff like that up until probably like Bad or Thriller, like when he started to blow up on his own. Mm-hmm. And then next year will be probably where we get from then on until his death. Coleman Domingo is playing Joe Jackson, bro. He looked exactly like that fucking piece of shit. So I'm like, holy hell, like that shit was wild. He don't look like Coleman Domingo at all. He looks like Joe Jackson.
They're doing great with the casting, for sure.
Yeah. The guy's great. Miles Teller is playing his lawyer, which I'm excited to see. Even though I don't really know his lawyer, I'm just excited that Miles Teller is in the movie because I love Miles Teller.
I love him.
Yeah, also Coleman Domingo, he posted, when the trailer came out, he posted behind the scenes of him in like the makeup chair, like getting ready. And in the background was like a photo of Jafar Jackson. It was like a digital mock-up of Jafar Jackson in every single look in the production. So it goes, there's photos of like the young actors that play Michael, but it goes from like the beginning of Jafar as like young Michael all the way till the end, and it's like Jafar with like white skin and stuff like that. And you can't really fully see everything because it's in the background. But from what I saw, bro, there's certain looks where I look at the face and I go, okay, that looks like Jafar Jackson. As it gets later in his life, it literally just looks like Michael Jackson. Like, it literally does not look like... Because obviously, again, they have to lighten his skin, and they put probably a prosthetic nose on him and stuff. I was like, that literally just looks like digital photos of Michael Jackson. It's crazy. So, again, I don't think we're necessarily going to see that in this first movie. That's going to be in the later end. But I'm, like, so excited to see how that all comes to be. Because, yeah, it's just... There's so much. In the trailer, we see him on the stretcher being rushed to hospital after the Pepsi commercial incident with getting set on fire. So I'm like, man, this is gonna be incredible. Everything looks so good. Everything looks so accurate too. Like, it's just the way they, like, when you take a photo of Michael with the bandages on his face, there's a photo of him on the stretcher being put into the ambulance. You put those next to each other, they look almost identical. Obviously, the movie version looks more clear because it's in 2026, but like, they look identical. The shots of him on stage as well during like the world tours and shit like that, same thing. It literally just looks like Michael Jackson in those shots. It looks like a HD 4K version of a Michael Jackson concert, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. There's nothing else I could say other than like I am just so excited.
We're very excited. We're very excited.
Right.
This is gonna be a good movie review for sure.
Yeah, and this to me obviously has potential to be my movie of the year off the rip. So I'm hoping that ends up coming true. So yeah, anything else you want to add about the Michael trailer?
No, I mean it just looked great. I mean you kind of hit all the points on the head there. It looks damn near identical to Michael. Right. But yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Great cast. Very excited to see how this movie plays out. And the next one, if they do a two-parter situation, if they do Michael and then Michael for good or whatever they're going to call the second one.
Michael for good. Michael forever. I think the thing was, it makes me a little nervous because they said, like, somebody was saying something like, oh, there's a part 2, but only if part 1 does well, which obviously I'd imagine is going to do well, but part of me is scared that somehow it's not going to do well, and then they go, all right, so we'll just can part 2, and we don't get the full story, which again, I don't see that happening because everybody's waiting for this movie, but there's that small sliver where I'm like, somehow it's going to get review bombed, and it's going to get MCU'd where people are just going to shit on it for some reason, and then they're going to be like, you know what, all right, let's just move on. So let's pray that does not happen, and people don't be toxic assholes. So, all right. It's time for our actual discussion, though. We're going to give a nice little review, a little talk, a little discussion. On season 2 of Fallout, Mr. Theo, I'm gonna let you kick this off.
Good season finale. The season overall, I will say, is not as good as season 1. I don't think so, at least.
I agree.
I think it was a little more slow, and just a lot of different plot lines going on. Some of that stuff got resolved, some of it didn't.
Yeah.
But even still, I think the finale did a good job of finishing off some of the stuff that they did set up early on in the season and whatnot. Especially for like Lucy and Maximus' case. Let me talk to you about Maximus. This man's the fucking Captain America of this Fallout universe.
Hell yeah,
I swear to God, he is so goated. I love this man so much. He might be my new favorite character in this show.
Man. I think he's my favorite character too. He's great.
He's just like fist fighting Deathclaw after Deathclaw after Deathclaw in this fucking Iron Man power armor over here, bro.
Yeah.
It's the coolest shit.
And then once the power armor's cooked, he deadass gets out and grabs a shield and a stick. And I was like, fuck it.
Wheel and a stick.
Right.
He's like, I'll fight this barehand.
He's like, if I'm going out, at least I'm going out fighting. I ain't taking this shit like a bitch. So I was like, I think that's where I was like, all right, this guy really may be my favorite character because he deadass was like,
this guy rules.
He probably knew like I'm probably dying, but let me at least get a few hits in on this Deathclaw before it gets me, you know. So
right,
which he did. He didn't, but they ended up killing at least one of them before they had to kind of get out of there a little bit.
The NCR showed up to save the day. The sniper, recreating the iconic shot from the beginning of the game. That shit was dope. I think everybody kind of loved that. Yeah. It seems like season 3 is heading towards just a straight up giant civil war between the NCR and the Legion, and the Brotherhood is going to be coming in at some point.
Right.
So these different factions.
It's interesting because in season 1 and season 2 we've had like the plot and we've had the B plot, but everything kind of converges into one at some point. Like you have the Ghoul and Lucy off in season 1; they're off doing their thing, and even in season 2 they're doing their thing. And you had Maximus in both seasons. Maximus is doing his own thing, but eventually he ends up kind of coming back with Lucy and stuff like that. I'm intrigued to see where that goes in season 3 because now him and Lucy are together, but the Ghoul's heading out to Colorado. He's getting out of there, so I'm intrigued to see. Are they going to somehow converge this back together in season 3 and somehow the Ghoul has to go back to Vegas, or they have to go to Colorado, or are they officially going to take the show in a sense of like there are just going to be 2 different stories going on from now on, and like maybe the Ghoul reunites with Lucy at some point, but he's kind of just off on his own thing because it'd be very interesting to see is kind of I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think Maximus is definitely going into like a direction with like the NCR as they're kind of like the obvious good guys in this coming civil war here, and I'm pretty sure Lucy's probably gonna be sticking right alongside him. But what's interesting is the fact that where they are now is that they're up in Mr. House's penthouse, and I think he's still gonna be kicking. I think he's still gonna be making some moves.
Well, we see that as they're looking off into the window, and it shows the thing with the no signal, and as it shows the no signal, I'm like, oh, he's about to come back online, isn't he? And then it showed a little flicker. He showed there for a second and then disappeared again, which I don't think that's a connection issue. I think he's doing that on purpose to stay. He's staying hidden for a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very interesting. I agree with you. Yeah, they're going to be on Team NCR. I think for Maximus's case, I think it'll be good because I think he'll finally find. I mean, people may have their opinions on the NCR. Like you kind of said, the NCR are kind of boring, but they are overall the good guys, right?
They're the general good guys,
right? Like because even the Brother of the Steel are the good guys, but they have their own issues and stuff. Mm-hmm. The NCR are generally just kind of the good guys. So I think it'll be good for Maximus because I think he may actually finally find his place, right? Like what he was looking for and his community that he was looking for in the Brotherhood, I think he may finally find in the NCR, and so I could see his character becoming like a very high up, important member of the NCR by the end of like season 3 or something like that. Or they go in a total tailspin where he thinks he found it, and then he just finds out all these weird shit going on within the NCR that we don't even know about and shit, and then he's just like, fuck this, everybody sucks except for Lucy, so we're just gonna be our own team, you know, so that'd be interesting. We gotta talk about Mr. Hank McClane, man. He's also one of my favorite characters. Great character.
Great character.
Very emotional when Lucy kind of like deactivates him in a sense, or you know, wipes him. That was very emotional. She obviously
he
great.
deactivates himself.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Very emotional. Ella Purnell gives a great performance there. Very emotional, kind of having to say goodbye. Even though her dad's not dying, he kind of is in a sense. So it's like having to say goodbye. I saw somebody theorize that maybe he's not actually brainwashed, because in reality, he was the one that was working on the little chips, right? So he could have put some sort of failsafe in there. He could have put something so that he's not actually brainwashed, and he's just like playing the game until he can get back in, find a way to get back in. And when I saw, I'm like, oh, that would be an interesting thing for season 3, where we all think he kind of wiped his own mind, but he actually didn't, and he's just kind of playing along until he can kind of stab Lucy and Maximus back and get back on top of shit. So that'd be very interesting. Yeah. I'm very intrigued to see. This might be my most anticipated thing, probably for everybody. Really, I'm really intrigued to see what's going on with the Ghoul. Right. So clearly, he gets into that vault and shit. Goes to find his family. I knew from the moment that they showed, even in the earlier episodes when they showed where they were and shit, I'm like, they ain't in that shit. And if they are, they're dead. They ain't alive.
Yeah.
But my main opinion, I'm like, they ain't there. So when he gets there and he realizes they're gone, I'm like, yeah, I figured. So yeah, clearly he's on the road to Colorado to find them, because he finds a little postcard that basically says, we love you and we'll see you in Colorado. So yeah, I'm super. That's my one plot point that I'm super intrigued to pick up with in season 3 of when he gets there, what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously they're introducing the Enclave. I mean, the Enclave was already introduced, obviously, but they're definitely setting them up to be a bigger part of season 3 and stuff like that. Maybe the main antagonist of season 3. So I'm like, got a feeling that the wife has something to do with the Enclave, or I saw people theorizing that the wife is dead and that the daughter is like a higher up member of the Enclave already, kind of like a Sean thing with Fallout 4. Yeah. So I'm like, that would be super heartbreaking. He gets there, realizes not only is his wife dead, but his daughter probably barely remembers him at this point, and is also like kind of evil. Someone clearly a joke, but I saw somebody say, actually, his daughter is the super mutant. The what the hell's his name? That does the narration for all the games.
Like episode like episode 6, 7 or whatever.
Ron Perlman, right? Ron Perlman. He does the narration. He plays that super mutant. So somebody was like, yeah, no, that's actually his daughter. Which I was like, that's fucking hilarious. That's great.
That's so stupid.
That's another plot point that I'm interested though, because they introduced that super mutant in that one scene, that one episode, and then it was not picked up since. But seeing as how we're partially going to be staying in New Vegas and stuff like that, I'm hoping that this super mutant kind of rise up revolution thing, or whatever it was kind of that feels like he was alluding to. I'm intrigued to see where that goes. Hopefully that's not a dead plot line. I don't think it would, because why would you include that scene and then just never touch on it again? So maybe that's it. Maybe that's part of it, where I could easily see. Maybe this is my prediction, right? Maybe I'm fantasy booking here. He gets to this Enclave base or whatever. Finds out shit's fucked, his wife's dead, his daughter's evil, or whatever. Or maybe his daughter's not evil, but she's a part of the Enclave and she wants out. Whatever it is. So Cooper's thinking, all right, what do we do? And maybe he goes back to New Vegas to get help. Maybe the NCR, the Legion's probably dead. The NCR is like, listen, dog, that's not a fight that we're willing to get into. The Brotherhood's probably also like, yeah, we've been fighting those guys for a while. We haven't seen any upside. Maybe that's where he goes back to that super mutant and tries to get like a super mutant army to. I mean, I'm not sure how that would go against the Enclave, but again, I'll let them tell that story. But maybe he goes to that and tries to get like a super mutant army to kind of help infiltrate this like Enclave base and kind of get rid of them or some shit. That could be an interesting aspect, even if the super mutants get their fucking ass kicked, which I feel like would be the case against the fucking like the military at this point. Like that's like the biggest government operation that's going on in the Wasteland is the Enclave and just the evilest shit. Great twist when Clancy Brown showing up. Always love seeing him. That's always great. But a great twist where he's like the president, but then you realize like he's actually a part of the Enclave and giving him the cold fusion. Like Cooper is the reason that the world died when you think about it, because he gave the cold fusion. He thought he was doing something good. He actually did something bad and basically gave them the ammo they needed to launch the nuke. You know, so like that was a very. It's funny because it's like before this show, we don't know any of this shit, and then they introduce the Ghoul, and it's like, yeah, the Ghoul is actually the most important character in all of Fallout because he's the human version of the Pit Boy, the Vault Boy, but also he's the guy that like started the nuclear war. Like this random guy, all of a sudden we're just like, yeah, this guy's like the most important character in all of Fallout because of all this stuff. So that I like seeing that, but it is kind of funny that like this guy came out of nowhere in the Fallout universe here, and is like, you know, he's actually like the most important character in like the whole universe at this point. Yeah, and a huge post-credit scene. Scene.
That's why
I had a feeling. I'm getting good at like. Anytime I watch something and I'm like at the end, I go, "Is there a post-credit scene?" But I'm getting good at the fact where, like when I'll just like, "Is there a post-credit scene?" I'll just pause it and be like, "Oh, there's like 8 minutes left in this. There's not 8 minutes worth of credits," and so I'll just do like the skip forward 15 seconds until I see somebody's face. So yeah, that's what I did, and I was like, all right, yeah. So I had a feel like it's wild because obviously there's no inclination of a Liberty Prime situation throughout the show, but as I'm here, I'm thinking as I'm watching like them and talk and shit, I'm like, okay, Brotherhood of Steel. This is a post credit scene. This isn't just gonna be no throwaway scene.
Right.
So I'm like, are they about to like introduce something big like some Liberty Prime shit? And they pulled out the blueprints. Yeah, the blueprints for the Alpha,
I was like,
whatever,
that's
which I'm assuming is like that's not the Liberty Prime. I'm assuming that's a bigger, souped up, more crazy version of Liberty Prime. So I was like, oh shit, this is shit's about to get season 3's about to be crazy, bro. Between like you said, the Civil War between the NCR and the Legion. Now we've got the Enclave getting introduced. Now the fucking Brotherhood's bringing out Liberty Prime, Alpha, Ultra, MK Ultra, fuck shit. Kill everybody machine. So I'm like, yo, season three's gotta cook because there are way too many big players at hand here for them to fumble this bag. So it's very, very interesting to see where that's gonna go.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this Brotherhood of Steel to whip out Liberty Prime here. That was always one of my favorite things in just Fallout in general, was just Liberty Prime. I remember playing Fallout
giant robot
for the first time, just following this giant robot along in my power armor as it's just chucking nukes at super mutants and whatnot. If they really do whip this thing out, those super mutants stand no chance no matter what rebellion they got.
They're cooked.
Liberty Prime don't die for nobody.
I mean, yeah, it's a giant transformer almost. Like it's like fucking Optimus Prime times 10 probably. So yeah,
it's definitely gonna be very interesting to see where the Ghoul ends up in Colorado and stuff like that. Cause I've seen people talking about, I think it was like Vault Zero or something like that. That's out in Colorado. That's gonna be exciting to see how they play with that one. What the Enclave's going to be doing. I feel like there could be a situation in where somebody picks up that Mr. House Pip Boy in the Enclave base, because that's still just sitting there. Somebody's going to stumble into that.
That was something too when we talked about Hank McClane not actually being brainwashed. The person that was talking about that said maybe he's the one that ends up picking up that Mr. House Pip Boy, and that's his way back in. You know what I'm saying?
That could be it, yeah.
Because I don't see a season 3 with such a good character, such a big actor in that character too, and he's just like playing dumb the whole. You know what I'm saying? He's just like genuinely brainwashed, and he's just there would be, what's his story then? He's just walking around being like, hey, how's it going? Hope your day's going good. That's not, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like him having some sort of failsafe, or he hit a different button that Lucy didn't know about, and he didn't actually brainwash himself. And then he goes in and gets that Pip-Boy, and that's his way back in. That's a very interesting story to tell for that character. Yeah, I'm very intrigued. I feel like, again, I'm very intrigued by the Cooper stuff just because it's like, that's the only, like, I guess, cliffhanger. Because, like, you could say with the Lucy and Maximus stuff, that's a cliffhanger, but it's like, not really, because we know, like, okay, they're, like you said, they're going to team up with the NCR, and they're probably going to just, like, absolutely wipe out the Legion. So I'm like, yeah, that's not, like, a huge thing. Whereas with the Cooper stuff, we're like, we have no clue where he's going. And they did say, in an interview, I think one of the producers of the show was asked about season 3. Like, they did an interview, and sometimes when they do these interviews, the people get to see the episodes and stuff before it's released. So a lot of times they ask normal questions, but then sometimes they will ask questions about, you know, spoilerly questions that they save for after, like, the finale comes out. So that's what happened, I think, with, like, IGN or something like that. And so one of the producers was like, yeah, well, I mean, he's on his way to Colorado, but, you know, every good Fallout game, you get a little sidetracked on your way to your main goal. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe in season 3, maybe he doesn't get to Colorado till the end of season 3, and that's a more season 4 thing. And in season 3, he's getting wrapped up into something else. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that would be very interesting too. So we'll have to see. I know you're typing over there. I don't know what you're looking up.
I'm not typing anything.
Oh, I thought you were. I heard some clicking and some clacking. I thought you were. Okay. Yeah, it'll be very intrigued to see where that goes, and if he is getting sidetracked, what's the side quest? You know what I'm saying? What's going on with that? But yeah, overall, I agree with you. Like, kind of a slower season than season 1. It wasn't as good. The setting was definitely better because it's a very fun, nostalgic setting for us. Seeing, like, Novak and seeing what the hell is the fucking Nipton, right? Is that Nipton with the roller coaster? Seeing that in the background of like, or print, whatever, the city with the roller coaster. Seeing that in the background of, like, one of the earlier episodes was really cool. So, like, seeing a lot of the landmarks that we know about is really cool. Again, hopefully in season 3 we get some good springs. That would be really cool because that's super nostalgic for anybody that played New Vegas. That's the starting town. As the only town that you can probably go to where you're not going to find some really crazy fucked up shits going on. Like, it is just a small town of normal people that just have to deal with, like, geckos and rad scorpions sometimes. So I think it would be really cool if for some reason they have to go to Good Springs and deal with something there. Yeah, I think overall I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do with season 3. I'm excited to see mostly what's going on with the Ghoul and what his story is going to be. But I'm excited to see what's going to happen with the NCR. Shit, for all we know, the NCR can get their asses kicked, and the Legion can take over the Strip, and Lucy and Maximus got to find a way to get back in there and take that shit over again. You know, so
the Legion's unified now. They got their new Kaisar.
Right. So we're assuming they're going to get their ass kicked, but maybe that's the swerve. Maybe they kick the NCR's ass. Lucy, Maximus, and, like, a handful of soldiers survive that shit, and that's their story for the season. It's how do we can't let the Legion control the Strip. We gotta get back in there. So maybe that's their story, which would be very fun. It could be a
situation where, like, they try to hunker down on the Strip as best they can, just trying to repel as many Legion attacks as they can and stuff like that.
Right. Seeing obviously, again, I'm assuming that one person's theory is right, and, like, Hank is gonna end up with the Pip-Boy and shit. But could you imagine the Legion take over and seeing, like, Macaulay Culkin Kaisar dealing with, like, Mr. House in the Lucky 38? Like, how that would be some interesting kind of shit. Just being like,
to me, the only way I can really see that going down is just this new Kaisar, Macaulay Culkin Kaisar, just throwing a chair into the screen and breaking it. That's
right.
I can't see him acting any sort of way towards Mr. House other than just aggressive attack.
I would hope too. Like, I would hope he has a bigger role in season 3 because, like, I mean, he could have just came in and shot a little bit just to have some fun, but, like, you don't cast Macaulay Culkin or something and be like, yeah, he's just kind of like almost like a glorified cameo. Like, you gotta give him a role.
Especially now that he's the leader of the whole, like, Legion, like, he's got to play it.
So I'm hoping in season 3 he's got a very big, like, antagonist role along with the Enclave. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Enclave is probably gonna be like the B plot like they're the Thanos, but for the next
Right.
season they're probably going to be almost still in the background a little bit, and Macaulay Culkin's probably going to be like the A villain, and then in like further seasons that's where like the Enclave really kind of comes through and starts showing. So yeah, hopefully he kind of does become a bigger part of the show because I think he was very funny and entertaining when he does show up too. So I'll be very intrigued to see what's up with that. So yeah, anything else you wanna add?
Generally just a good season overall, I'd say.
Seeing
I'm a little more excited for season 3.
Seeing Victor was also cool. Seeing him roll up for a scene or two was cool.
That one.
They very much played on the nostalgia, like you said, with the NCR sniper literally recreating the cinematic sniper shot from the original like trailer and shit. Seeing like Good Springs or not Good Springs, seeing Prim and whatnot, like they definitely knew where they were going. But again, I think they saved some of it too for the next season to where we see some other famous landmarks in the Mojave wasteland that we haven't seen yet. So yeah,
yeah, just good stuff. Do we know when season 3 is coming out? Is that going to be next year or?
I don't know. I would imagine probably next year. I don't even know if they've shot it. I'm assuming they have. I know it's happening. That's all I know. I think they.
Right.
I think they've
it's
been
confirmed.
Right. I think they've been greenlit for season 4 already too. I believe.
Oh,
so.
snap. Okay.
I mean, that's what happens when you get a super huge successful show, I guess.
Fallout season 3 is officially confirmed and expected to premiere in late 2027.
Yeah, I figured. I think I could be wrong, but I think like they may be filming it now because I feel like I saw something like I think it was.
It says they'll begin filming on May 2026.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Maybe it was Doomsday. It was something where someone was giving an interview on a red carpet, and they said like, "Oh, I literally just came from set." But I'm like, I don't know if that was for the Fallout show or if it was Doomsday. I don't remember what exactly project. Like, I don't remember. I just remember somebody was talking about that shit. So yeah, I don't know. I'm intrigued.
It doesn't seem like they started yet.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see, and I'm also intrigued like what. Oh yeah, like what's going on with we didn't even talk about fucking Rico, his character, and what's going on with him. They had the whole the little vault dwellers, kind of rose up against him and were like trying, and then they had a whole that shit. The rad roach shit was crazy.
Yeah.
They in the game they don't make rad roaches like they did in the show because they're very, very small threats in any Fallout game. That's like in Fallout 3 those are the first enemies you fight in the vault. So it's like. Yeah, that like they in the show they made them a lot more deadly than they are in the game for sure.
To
just
be
straight.
fair though, they were going up against just regular unarmed vault dwellers that
That's
have
true.
never even seen anything like that. So it's
They were those rad roaches were literally ripping necks out, dog. That shit was wild.
Yeah. Brutal.
But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what's up with that because we know him and I think the girl's name was like Clara or something like that are the only two that survived. And I was hoping like. She obviously at first she was kind of an asshole when they were trying to get out of the vault and shit.
What if he gets mixed up with the Legion in some sense, and then it's him versus his own sister on two sides of this civil war?
That would be wild. But yeah, I'm intrigued. So when the rad roach shit was happening, she was in the room. I was like, I kind of like her character, bro. I hope she at least survives. And then he goes in that room and everybody's just like dead. And I'm like, they really killed her off. And then. You see that she was really just kind of hiding and shit. I'm like, oh, thank God. So, I'll be intrigued. Maybe I would imagine there's probably going to be some relationship that kind of blossoms between those two.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, it seems like they're going back to the vault. He said, "Let's get you home," and shit. But I'm not gonna lie, bro.
We have to talk about that too. What's happening up in Vault 31,
Yeah,
32,
that's true.
and all that stuff. Yeah.
So with him, he was like, "Let's get you home," but I ain't gonna lie. We know how this wasteland is, dog. And he was walking, he was walking, but he's also like dragging a cart. I don't know how far you're getting out there with death claws and geckos and powder gangers and all. Like, there's a lot going on, right? So I don't know how far he's getting back to that vault, having to carry this gigantic cart with him and shit. I would love, like you said, I like the idea of him getting mixed up with the Legion. I would love though if he actually gets mixed up to introduce with like the powder gangers or the Great Khans.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Like he gets, because I feel like majority of the Legion is probably already at the strip, so I think that'd be cool. A third kind of threat of like he gets mixed up with the powder gangers or the Great Khans or something. That's how they introduce that gang, and that's their plot is them dealing with either joining it or trying to get out of it, whatever. So I think that could be very cool. The boomers, yep. So I'm like, there's a lot that they could do there. So I'm intrigued, but I don't think they're making it back to that vault. At least not that easy. Like that producer said, you normally always get a little sidetracked on the way to your main objective. But yeah, also the vaults. Let's talk about that. We found out what's her name, Stephanie, I think, who is the vault, the overseer. She was actually Canadian, and we find out she was actually Hank's wife. So that raises questions: is she Lucy's mom? Like, is that her actual mom, or you know what I'm saying? That's a whole thing. That's a very intriguing thing. I mean, no matter what, I guess it's her stepmom, but I'm like, for all we know, that could actually be her real mom. So yeah, that's very intriguing. But yeah, I don't know if you want to take control of that, because I'm kind of blanking on everything that happened. I know she calls the Enclave, right? She pulls out I'm forgetting what it's called, but there's a name for whatever that box is. Every vault apparently has it or some shit. It's like a failsafe. You call the Enclave and they come and I guess just deal with whatever's going on.
I think she's releasing some sort of I think she's releasing some sort of FEV strain into that vault. That's my theory, at least. I don't know if they officially confirmed whatever it is that she's got planned cooking up, but that's my theory. Is that she's just gonna FEV the whole vault.
Damn.
Probably except for a little office, but
right. Everybody's a super mutant or some shit besides her.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's my theory.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can see it too. They were fighting over water, and I don't know if they're getting a lot of water, but they are going to get a lot of FEV right into their fucking veins. No, I like that idea, and everybody kind of turned into a super mutant. But I feel like everyone turned into a super mutant, but maybe somehow that's got to backfire on her. You know what I'm saying? Like somehow,
of course,
that's gotta fuck up. Maybe they almost become like Nightkin somehow or some shit, and so like they're super mutants, but like they're not just bloodthirsty super mutants. Like they can talk and whatnot. And I'm forgetting her name, but homegirl, Blind Owl from Deadpool. Maybe she's like leading the charge as the Nightkins to like take back the vault or some shit.
Well, that's a different vault. I think maybe that could be a situation where it's like, oh, this whole other vault that we're neighbors with and have known this entire time just got turned into super mutants. We can't let them in here, even though we need water. Maybe they send out like a little scout team to get there, like the other vaults, like water supply or something like that. That could be something interesting that we see. Right.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of questions is really what it is. Like there's a lot that's been set up. There's a lot that seems to be kind of introduced. Because again, like we see Ron Perlman as like a super mutant. But that's the only super mutant we see. So like that's a whole other aspect that's going to be introduced. So yeah, between that, the kind of war that we were talking about, the Enclave has got their shit going on with Cooper. The Brotherhood is still a thing, and what's their aspect with Liberty Prime? What's happening with that? And like I said, the possibility of Homeboy ended up running into like the Powder Gangers or the Boomers or the Great Khans. Like there's a lot that can happen here. We do need some Cazadors. I don't think there was any in this season. I think they do need to show up because those are. I mean, those dude on my most recent New Vegas playthrough, those were worse than Deathclaws. I didn't have that much issue with Deathclaws. Those Cazadors were a fucking bitch. I will say, like I said earlier in another episode, Boone was holding his own, but even he was definitely getting his ass beat by some Cazadors, but he was definitely holding his own. But I was just like spraying and praying anytime I was trying. So when I was trying to get to what the hell's the neighborhood that has the Nightkin and shit in it? That's it's like up at the top of the map. I'm forgetting the name.
I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about though, where I think his name is Marcus from like one of the first games, and you help them or whatever. That's where you have to go to get Rex like a new brain and all that shit. To get there, I didn't really know how to like get there, so I later found out you just kind of follow one road and it'll take you there. But I didn't know that, so I was trying to go through the mountains, and there's no way you can go through the mountains, and I didn't realize, dog. There's like 6 different nests of just Cazadors in this mountain area. Like, I fought and killed like one nest of Cazadors, and I'm like, ooh, all right, that's good. And then I literally kept walking and came across 2 other nests full of I was like, no, fuck this shit. And then I realized like I literally don't even have to go that way. I literally was going the wrong way anyways. But I was like, damn, bro, that mountain area to like right outside of New Vegas is just absolute. Like right outside the strip, that mountain area is just literally filled with like 10 different Cazador nests. And I was like, never going through that shit again. Nope, not happening. Not a chance. So yeah, they got to introduce those. We have to see those at some point. Maybe we'll see like somebody completely just get their ass handed to them by that shit. That'd be kind of funny if like we see like one of our main characters is walking down the road, and they watch like a raider just get like absolutely destroyed, and it's just like, nope, and they just like go a completely opposite way, just like, nope, not doing that. I'm good. We didn't find out what's going on with Thaddeus. Nothing. He didn't lose any other limbs. He was trying to help. He was reloading a gun with his feet and shit. So that's another plot point. Is he going to become a centaur? Is he going to become something else? That's a whole other aspect.
He's going to become some sort of monster that they're going to have to lock in some sort of like room or something.
Right. And I can't wait to not like seeing it, whatever it's going to be, because I'm sure it's going to look absolutely fucking disgusting. Whether it's a centaur or a snallygaster or whatever the fuck it's going to be in live action. That was another comment I saw. Somebody was just like, whatever he's about to become, I am not looking forward to seeing it in real life.
Right.
Because it's not going to be great. Those things are terrifying enough in the games. And I will say, on the Deathclaw aspect, they weren't as like actual like physically frightening as they are in the games. Like, obviously they were big threats, but I'm saying like looking at them in the show, they didn't look as scary as they look in the games, from my opinion.
I don't know about that. I think they look plenty scary on their own.
I don't know.
Maybe it's because they kept getting their heads cut off by
maybe they were
getting in giant power armor. That might be just what it is.
Right. Maybe because they weren't just like, like any Fallout character or any Fallout player has experienced. They weren't just rolling up and like one shot swipe killing Maximus. Because that's happened to me multiple times where like those things literally, if they hit you one time, you're literally dead or about to be dead. So yeah, I don't know. But in general, I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen in Season 3. Because it's, like I said, there's so much shit that they're setting up. There's so much shit that they haven't even touched yet or introduced. Because you can't have, it seems like multiple seasons at this point in New Vegas, in Nevada. You can't do that without introducing the powder gangers and the cons. And like, you gotta introduce all the good shit that comes with that game, so.
Right.
All right. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
No, I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
Looking forward to Season 3.
That's true. Very true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all watching. Shout out to WNRN, of course, as always. And we will see y'all next week.